a mystery. I don't like mysteries. Give me a bellyache and I get a beauty right now.
Hello, hello, hello. So we want to take a look at this mod, which is Kangmina's Serena, but not this mod, which is also Kangmina's Serena. I know that's confusing, but let me show you the one that we're going to look at. Let's ignore the other one. The other one is like a head-only replacer, which I have no problem with, and I will do a show on it, but it was a separate port, okay? So this was ported by Flash Greer. It is about 58 megabytes, and it is not head-only. It does replace Serena, and it has textures and things to it, okay? Now, it is standalone. It is complete within itself. It says her basic height and weight is 1 and 100. Now here, they get into a little thing where they say if you add this mid-game, you may have a mismatch or a problem with her neck. Now, I'm going to check this out first in a game where I've already started that game, because you don't meet Serena till you're pretty well into the game usually. There are some ways using alternate start to get around that, but I'm not doing that right now. We may end up doing that. We'll see. For right now, with everything in mind, now these are, let's see, does this say it's CBBE? It requires an XP32 skeleton. Let's see. Is there anything I need to look and see if it required CBBE? It doesn't really say that you require CBBE. So we're going to find out. We're going to get in and look and see. And if we do, you know, I'll make appropriate changes and we'll take a look at it the way it should be looked at, okay? Alright. I'll see you in the game in a moment. Alright. So we're here, and this is Kangmina's. Hey, come back here.
Something?
This is Kangmina's Serena. Now, I had a fight with her. I will tell you now, if you're using AFT and you use this mod, AFT will mess her eyes up every time. Okay? Now, I had to turn off AFT.
Anything
so
good?
It may limit what we can do with her, but I'm going to take her armor off. Okay, so they gave her her own body, okay, and her own underwear. And if you'll notice, there's some bad coloration down there. I think that's because when I was experimenting with this, I went and turned on CBBE thinking that was my problem. Now I'm thinking maybe we shouldn't use CBBE, or maybe the CBBE texture doesn't cover everything like it should. She looks good other than that discoloration down there. So, and I did have, like I said, I did struggle because her eyes, AFT kept wanting to basically put no texture in her eyes. Her eyes would be textureless. Not black and void, but that pinky purple textureless thing. AFT would overlay these eyes with the way it always messes with Serena's eyes. So this is a bit of an issue, and more so with this mod. Hey, don't be walking away, girl. But if you'll notice, this appearance is good. I think what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the other mod and see if it works better, easier for us. But I do want to check. I'm going to swap us out of CBBE and go back to UNP and see if we can clear up that down there, because that looks bad. Now, it may not clear it up, or it may create other issues. But this is what they wanted their Serena to look like. Like I said, this is more than just a head replacer. It's an overall everything replacer. All right. So I don't really see a weird neck problem. Can I get her? I don't know if I can get her to stand still, but her neck looks okay.
Yes?
So I'm really not having a big problem there. I'm just having that weird problem down in the nether area, we will say. Okay, I'll try to be, you know, I don't want to get YouTube too excited. They're probably gonna demonetize me anyway because I already put the focus of the camera down there and said, oh, there's a problem. So that's just the way they do. So anyway, let me come back here, girl.
Yes?
Let me take, the sun is really bright here too. Let me take and get us over off of CBBE and see if that will fix some of this issue, because you'll notice under her boobs that doesn't look right either, does it? Yeah, let's okay, a lot of strangeness going on. Like I said, this mod I have had a lot of trouble with. You may want to avoid this mod, but let's go ahead and see if I can get it to work properly. I'll be back in a moment. Oh, and ignore Valerica. She is just Valerica. There's no special thing about her. It's Serena we're trying to look at. And my sunlight is way too bright. We may have to do something about that. I'll be back in a minute. Alright, so we're back. I've switched us over to using a UNP. Turn around here. Don't walk away, girl. And
yes?
if I get her not to be so much in the sun, you can see everything better. So what I'm going to do, I've switched us to UNP. We're going to take her clothes again. We'll just take everything. And we're going to see how she looks. Does she still have some of the same problems? Yes, she does. The reason she has the same problems is she is a standalone mod, probably better on the PC. There's probably some things about her that, you know, are just not conducive to the console. So you'll notice she doesn't quite look right. Some of it may be. Now, I did do this in the middle of a game. I did not start a brand new game. So you could say that it's possible some of it's related to that. But I don't think so. That is a texture issue I've seen before with other textures down there. And the same with under her boobs. I believe that is some odd texture issue. Now, she is a standalone mod, and none of my textures or mods seem to be affecting her. And to show you that, let me show you my girl and take her apparel off. I know, we're always stripping them down, ain't we? I tell ya. Anyway, this is what she would look like if she were using my textures and things, right? Okay, because I'm using the TMB stuff, and then I have a texture that I'm using. I can show you after this. So this mod has certain problems, and I just cannot recommend this mod. Hey, don't walk away, girl. There's the texture problem under her boobs, which is weird. There's the one down at the crotch. I'm not seeing a neck problem. Now, this mod also does not play well with AFT, alright? So I want to mention those three main things that I see. I'm not putting down the person that ported this. I'm not putting down the modder. I think possibly there's just some things that are, you know, wildly different between the PC and the console. And so some things that are working on the PC are not working here. I also did, you know how I always tell you when you run into a problem with a mod, try putting it all the way at the bottom and see if that helps. I'm also doing that. So let's hop out of here. Let me show you the mod, and I'll show you what I've been trying to do. As far as a Serena replacer goes, this one, now not the other one, we'll take a look at that head only one. I think it will probably be fine. But this one I would not recommend due to these issues, okay? Alright, so let's hop out and take a look at the mod. Alright, so we've been looking at Kangmina's Serena, Now, this was ported by someone else, and someone I'm not familiar with, and I don't remember their name. Let's scroll down. Okay. Anyway, this mod is a standalone version of Serena, and I think it has some issues, at least as far as the console, okay? Now, notice here that the porter says they ported it and they converted it to UNP. That could be the problem. Maybe this was originally CBBE and then they ported it to UNP. Maybe that's the problem. So it could be that there's some incompatibilities in there. Now you notice I tried it both with CBBE and with UNP, and I still had basically the same issues. Now this mod also does not play well as far as, let me show you my textures. With UMP, these are the textures I was using. Did not affect her at all. She was using the same ones. This is the eye replacer I was using, which does not affect vampire eyes at all, and did not affect her eyes. I tested that several times. I know what affected her eyes. And if you're using AFT, you will probably have the same issue I had. Nonetheless, let's see. I am using this. Again, these things were not affecting her, okay? And let's see, what else am I using here? Let's roll up. I was using this armor replacer here. Now, previously, when I was doing CBBE, I was using this mod, and I had turned this mod off. This is more of a texture mod for your, you know, it kind of repaints the armor and weapons, and it's pretty cool. But we're not doing a show on that. I'm just showing you what I have in my load order. I had to turn off all the AFT stuff. AFT and no friendly fire, and I went ahead and turned this off even though technically not a part of AFT. I just said, you know, we're going to get rid of all of it for a minute. We're going to do our show without it. So I do have this for my brightness, and I am using Legendary Weather's Eternal Sunshine, but I really have a bright sun today, so that's what's going on in the game. Nonetheless, this mod I can't recommend in its current state. Maybe it needs some work, or maybe we should use the other version of this mod, which is the head-only version, which I think we're going to go ahead and take a look at next. So be prepared for that, because while this one didn't work, usually the head-only mods work a lot better, because it's just replacing the head, and it allows you to use whatever body and texture and stuff that you're using. It's much more flexible, and I prefer those mods anyway. Alright? But that's just me. That's a personal preference of mine. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I will catch you later. So I want to acknowledge these people who donate to the channel, who support the channel. They put their money where their mouth is, and I really do appreciate that. So thank you to these folks, and thank you to everyone for watching and supporting the channel. This has been an OwwThatSmarts production.
Wow. Stupendous. Wonderful. Terrific. Yay.